Savage! Rude! Follow your instincts!
You know, sometimes I think Night City's kind of a shithole. But I'll tell ya, the grass ain't greener anywhere else. Don't believe me? Then it's time for Bullshit Bulletin. At the 74th meeting of the CPSU, the Reds announced a new 5-year plan prepared by Geroy 2, some AI they bolted together in Pskov. They unloaded on this poor Geroy all the Soviets' stickiest problems left to solve. Persistent shortages, catastrophic pollution, and the undying legacy of the comb over. Meanwhile, up on the moon, the economy continues its nosedive following the price collapse of the cheese rock's main export, helium-3. Chair of the Lunar Association of H3 producers, Julian Adebayo, said he's actively seeking new markets for their stock. Time being, doesn't seem he's having much luck. In England, 4 members of the royal family suffered severe chemical burns when they got dumped on by hyperacidic rain while out gallivanting on a fox hunt. For you uncultured folks unfamiliar with English customs, fox hunting is a treasured pastime of the aristocracy, like beating the help or incest. Now, don't know if you heard, but Venezuela's battling another wave of huge forest fires. The state's coca crop got hit hard, with losses estimated at about 8 billion eddies. Once the blaze was extinguished, thousands of people flocked from Caracas to help in the cleanup effort. Really, these selfless acts of solidarity bring a tear to my eye. All right, that's it for today's Bullshit Bulletin. Until next time.
Yo, my chewers, shroomers, and fumers! Mr. Whitey here. Drop that milquetoast kibble and rush to the nearest store for a taste of sweet, sweet, sweet clean speed. Cause life is too short to be slow.
Nicola!
Taste the love!
Pleasure from all foods. Provides 330% of recommended daily vitamins.
There's so much going on in NC on any given day, it's easy to ignore what's happening across the globe. That's why every now and again I gather some of the world's latest snippets for a segment I call my Bullshit Bulletin. President Myers has officially unveiled a new megachurch in Salt Lake City. It stands 800 feet tall and can fit about 20,000 of its faithful inside, or approximately 3 Mormon families. The government of the Republic of Texas has announced its border guard will no longer give warning before opening fire. Before this, patrols were required to first shout, "Fuck off, this is Texas!" Miami has been hit with its 6th malaria outbreak this year and its 2nd month without power. When asked for comment, Florida's governor simply said, "Tick-tock." Yesterday, 170 people were killed in a shooting in Chicago's South Side. Politicians in Washington have called it a massacre. Locals have called it a typical Tuesday. The Gulf Coast is in tatters in the wake of Category 5 Hurricane Zebediah. This is already the 30th named tropical storm to pummel the region this year. Unevacuated locals are running low on basic supplies. And meteorologists likewise on names. That is all for this Bullshit Bulletin. I'm Ruth Zeng. See you next time.
dripping meat.
Slaughterhouse, satisfy your instincts. Ahoy, she-dogs! Set sail for flavor with Capitan Caliente's world-famous tacos, now in whale size. You know that feeling when you get thrown back into your seat and your eyes start tearing up? You know what I mean. The experience of pure, unadulterated speed. If achieving that isn't your goal in life, then you might as well just change the channel. And if it is, well, let me tell you about the Quadra Type 66. The meanest, leanest, sleekest machine this world has ever seen. And wait till I tell you what's hiding underneath that gorgeous body. We're talking 370 engine, 550 horsepower, and 430 foot-pounds of torque. With that kind of power at your feet, a split second is all it takes to spin out of control. Every little micro adjustment counts. The only thing stopping this baby from flying off the tarmac is a grade A driver or the right implants. Lucky for us, the Quadra Type 66 is compatible with most firmware on the market. And oh my, the interior! You would almost think you're sitting in a fighter jet instead of a car. Except, even a fighter jet's got nothing on the Quadra in terms of style. Just look at this upholstery, at the dashboard. You can feel the designer's passion in every square inch. Now, even though the Quadra Type 66 is getting on in years, this foxy dame still routinely puts the most modern and priciest machines to shame. Think of it like a fine wine. It only gets better with age. And it'll still get you drunk off speed. Give the Quadra Type 66 a chance. I promise she will not disappoint.
Scrolled everything Night City has to offer? Now discover Dogtown's dirty little secrets. The Lena Melina Show. New episodes every Friday.
Synthetic meat, you're in for a treat. Try ours today.
You folks been watching the news? Seems Roy Levesque, CTO of More Technologies, caused his limo to crash into a school bus, killing 10 kids. Levesque was arrested on the spot and taken into custody where he'll await trial. He's likely to face up to 40 years in prison. Just kidding. He's way too rich for that. Nope, Roy hasn't been charged with anything. In fact, later that evening, he was at a charity event in City Hall to raise money for the children harmed in the accident. Again, kidding! Oh god, so naive. It's like people never even watch my show. Honestly, who cares about some snotty-nosed brats? The fundraiser was run by Councilman Gonzalez's election committee. But, Roy did express his deepest sympathies for the victims' families. Ah, damn it, didn't fool y'all that time, did I? Of course that's not true. In fact, Levesque claimed he'd sue anyone for mentioning the limo accident in public and... Oh, shit. Well, Roy, my boy, looks like I'll be seeing you in court. But you know what? I got a big bank account too, and I love to see conceited crooks like you squirm. Gotcha all again. Yeah, I may be rich, but what am I to a multi-bazillionaire like Roy? When he sends me that cease and desist, I'll have to drop my pants and apologize to the world. It's either that or be destroyed. Night City doesn't have superheroes, folks. And I think I'll end today on that. Good night. There's so much going on in NC on any given day. It's easy to ignore what's happening across the globe. That's why every now and again I gather some of the world's latest snippets for a segment I call my Bullshit Bulletin. President Myers has officially unveiled a new megachurch in Salt Lake City. It stands 800 feet tall and can fit about 20,000 of its faithful inside, or approximately 3 Mormon families. The government of the Republic of Texas has announced its border guard will no longer give warning before opening fire. Before this, patrols were required to first shout, "Fuck off, this is Texas!" Miami has been hit with its 6th malaria outbreak this year and its 2nd month without power. When asked for comment, Florida's governor simply said, "Tick-tock." Yesterday, 170 people were killed in a shooting in Chicago's South Side. Politicians in Washington have called it a massacre. Locals have called it a typical Tuesday. The Gulf Coast is in tatters in the wake of Category 5 Hurricane Zebediah. This is already the 30th named tropical storm to pummel the region this year. Unevacuated locals are running low on basic supplies. And meteorologists likewise on names. That is all for this Bullshit Bulletin. I'm Ruth Zeng. See you next time!
You know the expression, having the last laugh? Imagine you're a gun manufacturer, and the NUSA and the Free States are on the brink of an all-out war. What do? You do what Midnight Arms did. Release a weapon that completely tilts the playing field. Right now, you're looking at the semi-automatic SOAR 22 rifle. If you think this beast looks more like a tank gun than a rifle, then you're sorely mistaken. That being said, ballistics testing has so far revealed that the SOAR 22's firepower is on par with the Arasaka Akaashi. That means the SOAR 22 also has a similar recoil. So if you haven't got a full titanium endoskeletal implant and carbon fiber muscle weaves, don't even try to handle this son of a bitch. Whoever made this clearly had just 2 things on their mind: mass production and war. That means it's gotta be solid and reliable. Comfort and portability are not on the checklist. I've been in just about every kind of weather condition with the SOAR 22. Torrential rain, sandstorms, heat waves, you name it. And it's never jammed on me, not even once. And you can tell the SOAR 22's creators were dead serious with this thing. Because the instructions are as captivating as a washing machine manual. This thing is no nonsense. The obvious downside to this Goliath is, well, its size. Soldiers have already nicknamed it the Elephant. Couldn't have come up with a better name myself. So, if you want to know what it's like to hold a real lead cannon in your hands, there's only one true contender. The SOAR 22 is available in all firearm stores. And remember, stay loaded.
Don't make trouble. Be trouble. Where there's smoke, there's fires.
Gunpowder cartridges these days, am I right? Loud, clunky, and a recoil that'll snap your wrist. You know what I'm getting at, right? But maybe, just maybe, it's time to try something new. Today, I want to tell y'all about Dara Polytechnic's flagship product, the electromagnetic DR-12 Quasar pistol. Now, I don't usually talk shop on Dara, because, well, they don't have much of a selection. After all, they're an R&D company that makes its bread and butter from patent licensing. I know, right? Boring! But when they do manufacture a gun, it's almost always to showcase some fancy tech gimmick, which makes them preem, granted, but also unreliable and rough around the edges. The exception is Dara's handgun line. The first to hit the stores was called the Nova. Except with standard G-powder cartridges, there was nothing Nova about it. But the Quasar, now that's a whole nother ballgame. The first thing you'll notice about the Quasar is the weird shape of the receiver, as if it was an assembly line error. But surprisingly, it's a really snug fit. Just, don't expect to find a matching holster anytime soon. On top of that, it's got this old-timey drum magazine that's a clear throwback to the Depression-era outlaws and bank robbers of last century. Here's the twist, though. The drum mag isn't loaded with bullets, but with birdshot. Yeah, you heard me. Now, I know what you're thinking. Birdshot? You know, the thing you used to shoot clay pigeons at the shooting range with your pops? Have the great minds of Dara finally gone cuckoo? Well, birdshot's still the same old birdshot, yeah. But it's the projectile speed that's turning heads. See, hidden inside the Quasar's barrel are 4 electroconductive rails. Now, put 2 opposing electromagnetic fields inside the cylinder, load your birdshot, run a current through the rails, and BAM! You've just blasted straight through a solid lead surface, half an inch thick. Now, how do I know that? 'Cause I tried it myself! Pulling a trigger never felt so good in my life. Of course, a curiosity like this has gotta come with its downsides. If your battery dies mid-shootout, the Quasar will be about as useful to you as an industrial stapler. The quality of the components also doesn't impress. The Quasar's frame is made from cheap plastic. But hey, at least that means it won't be much more pricey than a bottle of good Japanese whiskey. But aside from all that, I'd ask myself one question. Why the hell not? Go get your Quasar in any firearms store and see for yourself. That's it for today, folks. And remember, stay loaded.
Synthetic meat, you're in for a treat. Try ours today.
Today's news is Novamax. Carrie Uridine performed on stage. I'm serious, people. And with who? With the kick-ass cuties from Mouse Cracks. They did a collab on the cult hit Off the Leash. with a new...
Missed.
Oh, just wow. Energy up. Rumors of Carrie's depression were just noisy chatter. That man was electric. The new Ass Crack single featuring Carrie will have its official premiere tomorrow at midnight. If you don't get it, we can't be friends. Phew! After the break, Linda Oz breaks her silence on her former ex. Ooh.
Don't make trouble. Be trouble. Where there's smoke, there's fire.